Look at that pronator control. John Brzenk got the wrist back of Terrence, starting to apply the side pressure, and the strap just completely snaps there. I want to take a look at a legendary match from John Brzenk from about 14 years ago in 2012. This was when he was 95 kilograms at age 48, so only 3 years younger than Devin is now, and pretty light body weight, but he was not lacking the strength. This is a pretty legendary match as far as just looking at, the abilities of John Brzenk. It's always impressive, and matches like this, you'll be able to see how he adjusts, because in the first round, he actually ends up losing. So this is round one. It looks like a false start on Terrence Opperman, but he went like right to the pad there. John just trying to figure out, I think, what angle he wants to hit or try and defend, but it looks like he was slightly impressed by that hit, even though it was early. Let's look at the next start here. This is a 95 kilogram John Brzenk. You think he would beat the Todd Hutchings of today at 95 kilograms, being that Todd Hutchings is the champion at that weight? But again, you see Terrence win in round one. Let's go back to that round here. Hits kind of outside and then drags inside. Gets John pretty separated, pins him pretty quick. But you're going to see John adjust in round two moving forward. He looks like he knows he's in the match. He just has to hit the right angle. So let's go to round two here. This is where it starts to get interesting. John kind of looks like he's setting up to try and attack the hand here a little bit. He tries to stay high a little bit, but then gets into the hook and then sucks into the hook. Stays very tight. He's able to... Wow, look at these surges. This is the aggressive John Brzenk you can see on his face when he wants to make a statement after maybe he loses a round, and he comes back and turns it up a notch, which is what he did there. Just turned it up a notch in round two to get the win in the hook, staying very well connected, surging at the right time. So round three, this time he's able to crack the hand and wrist out of the straps. Seems like that was something he couldn't do in the first two rounds as he was getting sucked into the hook. So Terrence must have been gassed out from that previous round. They're going to end up going into the strap here, but obviously John in what looks like very good control out of the strap there. So let's see if he's going to try and top roll again here in round three. Terrence looks like he's trying to go for a drag hook to me. Goes for like a side pressure type move with his wrist cracked back. John retaining that pronator, and the strap just snaps. Look at that. That's a rare occurrence. John Brzenk bringing the match back, and the strap just says that's too much power. Just way too much power. We need a new strap. Crazy, crazy moment. Let's look at the replay in slow motion here. Look at that pronator control. John Brzenk got the wrist back of Terrence, starting to apply the side pressure, and the strap just completely snaps there. Epic moment from a 95 kilogram John Brzenk back in 2012. So they get a new strap. Wait, let's go to the start of this round. Again, it looks like John going for the top roll. Let's see what happens. John getting a much better hand position in the top roll compared to the first two rounds. He's got complete hand control. By this point, he's completely in control of this match, and it's over. You see Terrence just shaking his head. Once John Brzenk gets that complete wrist control, he's even holding defensively and just playing around at this point. I'm not sure what so they're giving John the elbow foul. That was just play time for John once he got the wrist there. Here's the restart. Almost looked like Terrence got a flash pin, but not quite, and his wrist is totally compromised. John, look at this. This is a complete clinic on wrist and hand control here. Controlling the pronator of the opponent, going in and out of the hook and the top roll. Basically a forced can opener at any moment. That is just complete control of the match there, basically. That's why it's pretty cool looking at John Brzenk's matches from this era or even earlier. Just, I mean, really any era. You can see how versatile he is and how he just knows what he's doing on the table. Here in round 4, out of the straps, John holding on and just keeping that high position. Terrence trying to engage some type of hook in order to apply side pressure, but he elbow fouls. At this point, he's getting very gassed. John is just in control here. John Brzenk, again, keeps it in the hand. His whole concentration here is just staying high on the hand, but he kind of lets Terrence into the match a bit there. It seems in the hook, in that deep hook position, Terrence is very strong, but he elbow fouled for the second time. So that was the win for John. And let's see if we can get to the next round. 1-3. John just needs one more win to win the match. It's a 6-round format. Looks like he's setting up to go outside, but then he kind of lets it inside. Looks like he wants to just roll out of that hook or at least test himself in the hook again. See if he can hold off Terrence's surges. And John Brzenk with the win, 4-1. I think he ends up actually losing the last round, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. No, it's just over. I mean, after that first round, it looks like maybe Terrence had injured himself in that previous round, by the way the referee was looking at him. So, pretty epic match there. My favorite round was round 2, when John Brzenk, after losing the first round, comes back and just, you know, turns it up a notch, basically. This is the round 2. His ability to adjust. If he makes a mistake in one round, then the next round he can hit a different angle or just apply more pressure. Maybe he thought he could catch a little bit easier in the first round without kind of redlining, but in round 2 he applied his full abilities on display. And from there on out, he was pretty much in complete control of the match. As you see that epic round 2, although it was not easy, he did what he had to do to get the win there. Epic match to take a look at. Let me know what other matches you want me to review of John Brzenk or other arm wrestling legends, and hit like and subscribe for more content, guys.